All right, students. So yesterday we had seen the numeric operators, right? The next section that I want to share to you is today the next part of your syllabus, that is the math object. Okay. Yes. So here I have given very small description of what is math object. Okay. So actually we all know that what are the mathematical functions that we are going to perform, right? So math object here provides us the facility to implement all the properties that are needed to perform the math. Okay. So some of the operations that are related to what? Math. Okay. So some of Okay, so here I want to tell you that the properties of math. Okay, so all the operations that are related to what? Math, whatever operations you want to perform related to mathematics. Okay, that may be a square root. Okay, that may be a squaring of a number. Okay, so that may be finding a logarithm of a number, finding cos. Okay, sine, tan, right, pi value, and so many operations which are inbuilt, right? So when we want to perform some inbuilt operations which are related to math, we take help of the math object. Okay, so in your notes I have given very precise, so you have to note down that math performs all these operations. Okay, yeah. So math object, what it exactly does, it provides a collection of properties in relation to the numbers. Okay, it provides all the properties which are related to numbers, right? It also provides us some trigonometric functions, right, such as cos, tan, right? So these are some of the trigonometric operations, right? So there are some mathematical operations also, students, such as we have some mathematical operations like flooring a number. Okay, sealing a number, you know, right? Floor and seal. Seal means what? Increasing the digit. Okay, yeah. Floor means what? Getting down the digits, right? So sealing and flooring, these are also some of the mathematical operations. We have some mathematical operations like truncating the numbers, reducing the numbers. Okay, like suppose if I have 4.006, so I want to truncate the decimal points. Okay, so at that time I can go for truncate. Then when we want to use all these different kinds of properties or different kinds of methods in relation to math or number, what we are going to do, we are going to take help of math. So m will always come in capital, followed by the function name. For example, if I want to calculate sine of x, so you have to pass the value of x and then perform what? The math operation, right? So followed by the m, which is capital. So here math is an object, students. Okay, why it is an object? Yesterday we have discussed objects are used to perform collection of properties with different numbers and different data types. Okay, so here you are going to create this math. You're going to use a math object, right? And these are the methods. All these methods falls under the categories of numbers. Okay, so in your notes I have just given a precise description of what is math. Okay, so there you have to add some extra points, like you add this math is used to any functions, right? And I will share you one code for an example that you have to write down in your notes. So after this, after finishing this unit, I will again share you the updated notes where the changes are needed. As I told you that I am sharing the notes only for reference, and I have told you to write it according to the question wise. Okay, so I'll send the notes only for reference purpose, students, right? So there might be changes in the final notes. I have informed you, right? So here in the math object, what we have to do, we have to add some extra points and we have to add one code as an example. Okay. So now let me tell you one code as an example for this math, what different math operations we can perform. Okay. Now see here. So this is one code which will tell you what are the different objects, what are the different methods that you can implement with what? The math. Remember, after the class, you can take a screenshot of this video, or today I will share yesterday's as well as today's video, and then you can write this example in the notes for math object. Under explanation of math object, you have to write this, or one more example I will give you that you need to write. So how I am taking this example, see students, I am taking an HTML body h2 JavaScript math object demo. So math.py returns pi value. I am taking two functions here, two methods. One is a pi and another is the sqrt of 16. Okay, so I am taking here two methods. One is pi and another is the square root, not square. It is square root of 16. Math should come in capital. Okay, so this is just the heading. Until here, what you are seeing now, guys, this is the heading. Okay, so PID is equals to pi demo. Okay, then I'm taking math dot square root returns the square root of 16. So this is the way of writing a code in JS. I will tell you the code later in the next sections after completion of primitives. Okay, why we are writing like this, I will tell you later. Now this is a script tag. I'm taking var x is equals to math.py. I'm declaring math.py, whatever the value of pi is there, and I'm taking that into x, and I want to display the value of x. Okay, what is the next thing, students? I'm taking square root of 16. Using math, it will calculate the inbuilt square root of 16 and it will store the value into y. Okay, now I'm going to print that. For printing, I'm using document. Okay, so I told you that when we want to print anything in JS, we are using document.write. We are using one method, that is document.write. This is one more method to print the value on the screen using JavaScript. What is that? Get element by ID. Get element by ID. So this is one more type of printf statements in JavaScript. Okay, so document.write also you can take, as well as document.getElement by ID also you can take. So how you have to take here, you have to declare ID is equals to pi demo, ID is equals to square root demo. Okay, so here when I take pi demo, what it will do, it will print this one, math pi returns pi. When I take square root demo, it will take that math square root of 16 returns the square root of 16 dot inner HTML. Okay, so this is the format for printing. This is one more format which we will see in the next session. Okay, and then it will print the value of x, and then it will print the value of y. So I have stored it as what, students? Math.html. Okay, now let me run that for you. Let us execute that. So you can write any one example for math objects there. Okay, so I have created one folder called as a JS. Okay, and I have stored it as a math.html. Okay, see it. So whenever it takes this screen like this, so see, let us have a match of a screen here. See, so observe here, I'm taking pi. Okay, so I'm taking what? Pi, right? See here. So I'm taking pi, that math.py returns. Okay, so it is appearing on the screen here, right? So where it is appearing? Before this. Before what? Before document.getElement by ID pi demo inner HTML is equals to x. So what is that? When I take get element ID pi demo, where it goes here. Okay, it goes here and it will copy that text into the screen, and then it will print the value of x. Similarly, it will take ID square root demo, whatever is there in this, that is math square root 16 returns the square root of 16. Okay, and then what it happens, it will show you the value. Okay, so in this way, if you want to implement the mathematical operations, right, so you can directly take math dot the name of the method, pi square root. Okay, or you can also take like cos, sine and tan. So one more example is there which is related to all this sine and cos and tan, all the trigonometry methods, right? So followed by HTML head, title. Okay, JavaScript math object demo. I'm closing the head and the title here. I'm opening the body tag over here, right? Now, what is the next thing I'm doing? Let us see that. See, so PID is equals to GFG, style is equals to color green. So this is nothing but what, students? It is called as an inline CSS. I'm using an inline CSS just to give some color to my data. I'm using an inline CSS just to give some color to my data. So how I'm going to write? See, document.get element ID GFG. It means whatever is applied inside this ID. Okay, everything will get applied to these contents. So dot inner HTML is equals to, see that inside one is equals to all this data is there. Okay, inside one is equals to all this data is there. So you can go to this simple example in the examination. Yes, and you can just list out what are the different methods. Okay, so how I am going to display? See, after is equals to, I am taking one double quote here. Okay, then I'm taking a paragraph tag. Inside the double quote, you have to take paragraph bold math dot absolute of minus 4.7 colon slash b. So this will appear in the bold. Okay, that function name will appear in the bold. And I am ending this double quotes over here. After ending the double quote, I am taking a plus operator. What this plus operator is doing? It is displaying the value. Now it will display the value. When I take plus math.abs, what it is going to do? It is going to display this value. And plus is also called as what? A concatenation operator. So what this operator will do? It will combine all the text in a single line. So similarly, I write the code for ceiling. I write the code for floor. Okay. Then 90 into math pi 180. I'm performing some operation here. Math dot sign 90 into math pi divided by 180. Then math dot minimum. So I'm finding out the minimum ranges of these numbers. Okay. Math dot random. I'm picking some random number. So here math dot abs, math dot seal, math dot floor, math dot pi, math dot sin, math dot minimum, math dot random. All these are the different methods of math object. Remember that. Okay. So when while writing, I will prepare one more extra note on a math object and I will share you what you have to write into the math object. Okay. I will make a precise notes and I will share you that what you need to write for the math object. Okay. Now let us execute this. Name of my file is math2. Okay. Let us see how it is providing us the output. Okay. See here students, this is the output. Okay. So I have taken the code from Geeks. This is one website. So JavaScript math object. Okay. JavaScript math object. So what you're doing here, math dot absolute of minus 4.7 is 4.7. Ceiling. Ceiling means what? Rounding the value to the higher limit, that is 5. Flooring means what? Truncating the value to the lower limit. Okay, so math into sign 90 into math dot pi of 180 is 1. Math of minimum, so it is minus 200. Math dot random, it is taking some random numbers from the given set of numbers. So in this way, the functions are going to work, students. Okay. So this is all about what, students? Math object. Okay. So here you can see that in the notes. So I have given provides around max, minimum, functions, etc. So here I will add some notes and I will send you. Okay. So just see here in the notes. So here in the math object, guys. Okay. If you have written that, you have to rewrite this. I will send you some extra notes on this math object. Today only I will share you. Okay. Is it clear, students? All right. Okay. Now let us go to the next object. Okay. So the next object is, students, number object. So here there is some typing mistake, students. Okay. So these properties, these are the properties of number. These are not the properties of math object. Okay. So this notes I will rewrite and I will send you today itself. If you have written, just make some changes in that. Okay. See. So that's why I told you don't write until I give you the questions. Once when I discuss the questions, you start writing that. Okay. See, properties of numbers. So all this comes under the number object, right? So we have a math object, especially to perform mathematical operations. Similarly, we have a number object. All these comes under Java operations. Okay, under Java operations, we have learned so far. Yesterday we started with numeric operators. In that we learned about precedence and associativity, then math object, and then comes the number object. Okay, so number object is an object which is especially provided, or it includes a collection of properties that have some constant type of values. Okay, it especially deals with some constant types of values. Okay, so some of the properties that you can use with the number object are, students, all stands in capital here. You have to use all these names in the capital only. All these occurs in the capital. All these are the capital methods, okay, which falls under number object. So you can find out the maximum value using the number object. You can find minimum value. NaN is nothing but not a number. NaN means not a number. So we will discuss more on this. Okay. So we will discuss what is that NaN once again. So then positive infinity, negative infinity. Okay. Yes. And then comes the pi, right? So these are the different collection of properties that comes under what? Number object. Okay. Under number object, what comes, students? These are the different properties that you can include under the number object. Okay. So maximum value, as it is given in this table, see here, students, maximum value, this you have to write properties of a numbers, make a column and you have to write. It is used to find the largest number on a computer use, largest value, smallest value, not a number. What is not a number? Let us see here. Okay. Suppose we have something like this. Suppose if I take 10 divided by 0. So what will be the answer of this? Who will tell me what will be the answer of this? So it will produce some value, right? So which is in the floating point value, right? So that number which is very large, yeah, okay. And in short, we can call this process as if we have a division by 0, right? So this is called as a division by 0, which may give us an error, or it may go at an infinity level, okay? It may go at an infinity level. So at that time, it is going to return what? NaN, right? So it is going to return NaN. That value, when you try to divide a number by 0, okay, that gives a non, okay, not a number, or it gives us an error. All right. Okay. Now you can take like, it is also used sometimes like function. NaN is also used as a function. For example, is NaN, okay, and you are passing the value a. Is NaN a, okay. So if a is not a number, it means it is going to return you some value which is unpredictable, which is which gets overflown, okay, or which causes an error. That time it says that it is not a number, or it may give you an infinity, right? So that is a NaN, non, okay, or you can say that not a number. Now see, so we have a positive infinity, special value to represent the infinity. Okay, so when we know that the result is infinity, it provides us a positive infinity. Okay, when we know that the result goes beyond the infinity, it shows that a negative infinity. Okay, and pi value. So basically, I told you that JavaScript is used to perform the calculations. It is used to add logic to your web pages. That is why it provides us a different sets of objects and methods. Okay. See, the explanation is given here for the NaN. Okay, not a number. All right. Okay. So this is about what? A number object. These properties you have to write. I will reframe and send it. Okay. So the number object, some useful properties are this, right? That creates overflow, returns not a number. Okay. And this is one of the method which we can use for not a number. All right. Now, so the number object has also got one method called as a toString method. It has also got one method which is called as what? A toString. So why this toString method is used? Let us discuss now. Okay, what is a string and what are the different methods? Why we need this toString methods and why it comes under the number object? Okay, so let us see that, right? Now you all know what is a string, right? So string is nothing but what? Our collection, right? String is nothing but a collection. Okay, it is a collection of characters, right? Okay, it is a collection of characters. As JavaScript, okay, is an object-oriented programming, by default, it will take everything as a string only. as our JavaScript comes under an object-oriented language, by default, it will consider all the data types as a string only. Okay. Therefore, sometimes we need some conversions of data types. Okay. We need some conversion of variables. Sometimes we need to convert the values from string to number and number to string. Okay. So sometimes we need some conversions, right? So we also need to know what are different string methods. So we would also need to know what are the different what students string methods. Okay. So let us see what are the different string methods and how do we do conversion, right? So now we are moving towards another category students. So we will see a string and then we will move for expressions. We will be done with Java operators. Okay, we will be done with Java primitives are already done. Operations we are studying under operations now. We will see some string related operations and then we will go for expressions, that is JavaScript data types, primitives, okay, operations and expressions. We are learning this part of your syllabus, that is JavaScript, primitives, operations and expressions. Okay. Now see here, still we are in the string method only. So what is this string method? Let us focus on that. Okay. So before going to that, let us see. Okay. So we have one new operator called as what? String catenation operator plus. Okay. Plus operator is called as a string catenation operator. Now what is this string catenation operator? Let us see. Okay. Suppose I want to display a text. Suppose I want to display a text on the screen saying Sneha, N-A-G-A, Nagokar. Okay, so I want to display this text on the screen. So when I want to display this using any programming in JS, so how I do, I consider this as a first name and I would consider this as a last name. So when I want to combine this first name and last name, okay, what I have to do, I have to add one operator. So how I have to do that using code? First I have to write Sneh and then I have to take a plus operator and then the other string, Nagonkar, and then the code. So what it tells us, what this part of code tells, this is one string, okay, and this is the second string. Using plus, what you are going to do, you are going to add both of these strings and you are going to generate the one single name, that is Sneha Nagaonkar. Okay, so in JS we call plus as what, students? Concatenation operator. Okay, so plus is known as what here? Concatenation operator, right? So see here in your notes. So JS strings are not stored as array of characters, they are the scalar values. It means we have to use a plus operator when we want to combine one string with another string in JavaScript. Okay. So for example, it is given if first value is freed, okay, and the second value is freeloader, right? So how you are going to add both of these values? You are going to add the first value and then the plus and then the second value. Okay. So then it will combine what? Both the text. Right. So one more example is given. See, for example, first value is Divya. Yes, and the second value is Divya Gowda. So what you are going to do? You are going to add the first value and then the Gowda. Then it will give you the Divya as a complete name. Right. So in this way, the plus operator is always used when you want to combine a collection of words with another word. So plus is called as what here? Concatenation operator. Okay, it will go on adding, right, the strings that you pass on its both the sides. Now, so these are few of the string properties, students. Okay, these are some of the properties of string. So it comes under a string catenation operator. Okay, all this comes under a string catenation operator. Okay. And then you can also take it as under what? String properties and methods. Okay. Yeah. So we learned how many objects here so far. What you learned, students? Just I will highlight it once again. So we are learning what, students? We are learning Java. If you want, you can write down we are learning JavaScript primitives. Okay, JavaScript primitives, operations and expressions. Okay, if you want, please write down, or after my write up is over, please take a screenshot. Okay, so under primitives, what you learned all data types. Okay, you learn data types like number, string, okay, undefined, boolean and all. We saw one example also. So first we saw data types. Okay, so after data types we saw how to declare variables. I told you how to declare the variables. So after declaring variables, we went for the next section. So this is all about primitives. We went for operations. Okay, so under operations, what we saw yesterday, we saw number, right? We saw a numeric operator. First, we saw numeric operators. We saw one table of plus minus. We saw what is the precedence rules, okay? And then we saw associativity rules. So this we saw under, this is the first which we saw under operator. Then under operations, what we saw, students, under operations, again, we saw today the math object and its properties. Okay, math object and its properties. Okay, then after math object, we moved towards today the number object. Okay, we move towards the number object. Okay, yes, and its properties. Okay, we are here, and then we move towards the string. The string catenation, okay, operator, and here only we saw the string methods and properties. Okay, are you getting that? So this is under what, students? Operations. Okay, so this is what we have covered until here. I think it is question number 8. Okay, so after that we are going to talk about operations, right? So under operations we are going to talk all these. We have covered all these, right? We have seen numeric operators, precedence, associativity, what is a math object and its properties, number object and its properties, string catenation operator and its properties. All these comes under JavaScript operations. Remember that. Okay, so when it is asked in exam that explain JavaScript operations, you have, if it is asked for 10 marks, you have to explain all. With example, right? And if they will ask you single, like explain the math object and its properties, then you can explain only math object. If they ask you explain number object and its properties, you can directly write number object and its properties. If they ask you about string, you can directly talk about string. Okay, so we will cover this part today, and tomorrow we will go for expressions, right? So they may ask you a 10 marks question, explain JavaScript primitives, operations and expressions. Then you have to explain all these things, all data types, declaring variable, these 4 different types of object like numeric. Okay, you have to explain about numeric operators, then math object, number object and string catenation operator and its properties. Okay, is it clear? Now let me go back here. See, so these are the different properties that when it comes with the string. Okay, so for example, if I want to calculate the length of a string, how I will calculate? First, I will take var len. So here var is which data type? It is undefined. Var means what? Undefined. There is no defined data type. Who will decide the type of this len? What type of value you are going to pass? That will decide the data type for this len variable. Okay, so for len I am passing a string 1 dot length. I am passing a string. So some value is there in the string 1. So that is why len will become a string. Type of len will become string. Okay, so strlen 1 dot length. It is a property, right? Now, second, you can see that the another type of what, students? Char at. So what is this char at? So char at is one of the string method. Yeah, all these are the methods. Okay, so all these are the methods. Okay, and length is a property. Length is a property. It is a property. Okay, and all these are the different methods. Okay, all these are the different what methods. Okay, now see here, char at position. Char at position. Suppose if I take a text here, let me take one text. For example, let us take one text. For example, Let me take George, George. Okay. Yes. Students, hope you have entered your attendance. I'm just going to save your attendance. Okay. So let us take an example. What is that example? See here, George. Suppose I have an example, George. So if I take something like this, so what is that? If I take char at position, so str is your George. George is your str. Okay. So what I will do when I take a George is my string here. Okay. Char at position. So what is this char at position? Char at third position. So what is that third position, students? Which value is displayed at my third position? Can you tell me? Yes, which value is displayed? If I take char at third position, what value is displayed? See, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay. So what is displayed? R is displayed. Why, students? The indexing will always starts from 0. Remember that. 0, 1, 2, and 3. If it is 2, 0, 1, and 2. So char at third index, not at third position, third index. Always my index will start from what, students? My index will always start from 0. Okay. So that is char at. So now I have, see, students, there are still 6 minutes. Okay, so we'll wind it up. So index of string. O is what here, students? O is capital. O is what here? Capital, right? So index of B. Suppose there is one string, and in that string, one letter is there. For example, BOBBY, Bobby, right? So you can see here B exists in 3 positions, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, but it will first give me the default, that is the first position. Where the first B is found, it will give me that position. So string dot index of B. So index of B is what here? 0. Okay, index of B is what here? 0. Are you getting that? Index of B is what? 0. Now, so what is the next one? Substring. Substring, that is substring. Start from 1, okay, and go until the third position. Start from first position and go until the third position. Okay, start from first and go until the third position. So it will start from here, 1, 2, and 3. It will give me these 3 letters. Okay, starting from first and going to the third index. Now to lowercase, already it is in the lowercase, right? Okay, so this is one example, students, right? The same example again I have solved here using taking the George. Okay, see now, char at second position. So this is the 0, 1, and 2. So char at 0 is nothing but O. Okay, then string dot index of R. What is the index of R? Tell me what is the index of R. I want to find out the index of R now. So what is index of R here? 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is returning me what? The 3. Okay. So in this way, we are also going to use what, students? We are also going to use different types of what? String methods. Okay. See. Then string dot substring 2, 4. Start from second position and end to the fourth position. So this is 0, first and second position. So second position is O and end to the fourth position. So third position is R and fourth position is G. Okay, so ORG will be the value for this. Then string dot to lowercase. You can see that G is capital. Only G will be converted to the small case. Okay. So this is all about what, students? This is all about the string, okay, methods and properties. All right, okay. So here, as I told you that, I will just reframe it. So math object explanation is very less in the notes here. So here what you have to do, students, see, just take this screenshot, all of you. This one. Take a screenshot of this and write it there. Okay. Yes, make a screenshot. I will just share it. Okay, take a screenshot of this and write down there where near the math object. Okay, this program you can write near the math object, right? And then I will also, otherwise what I will do immediately after the class, I will share you the notes for math object and number object. Just tell me how many questions I have given from this unit. How many questions I have given? 8 questions, no? Or 9 questions? Somebody please tell me how many questions I have given from JavaScript, 8 or 9?
8, ma'am.
8, no? In that explanation of JavaScript primitives question is included, right? JavaScript primitives. Okay. So we will go to the next question today.